what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here. I want to make a quick kind of vlog about this, and I'm tired of people just like unboxing their iPhones and showing you the exact same thing. No one really gives an impression of like how everything is. I was one of the lucky ones that I've got my iPhone 7 Plus about 2 weeks before it was supposed to come, and not a lot of the pluses have come out yet. So I'm just going to kind of tell you my quick experience. I got it essentially 2 days ago at this point. Let me just give you my first actual hands-on and honest impression of what it is so far. So not to be a surprise by a lot of people, if you are into Apple phones and everything like that, then you pretty much try and stay with the current trend of things. Obviously, if you're Android, you might not like this video, that's fine. But I'm just going to give you my thoughts on how everything is going so far with it. And I went from an iPhone 6S, simple 6S. I've always wanted the Plus. But the wait time to get them was always totally absurd, and I got lucky with the iPhone 7 Plus. I did get only the 32 gig base model. I got a little flack for that because I am a photographer and I will be shooting like raw photos and video, and that's going to fill up quickly. But I'll be honest, I had the 64 gigabyte right here, and I only used like 20 gigs of memory. I don't keep a lot of things on my phone. So obviously the biggest difference that I had going from this to this is obviously the size. I mean, it fits inside of the 7 Plus, the 6S. The other thing you'll notice is obviously, see if I can get it to focus on that right here. It's not gonna focus because it's not a face, but right here you have the dual camera lenses, which I'll show you quickly as well. But you pretty much know how it is. Obviously, the other controversial thing was getting rid of the headphone jack, the bottom of the 6S, bottom of the 7, where you just have the lightning port right here. And really, if it's worth an upgrade from the 6, 6S, 6 Plus, whatever you think. The only reason I mainly upgraded was because A, to get the Plus version of this, I mainly had this paid off for the most part with the plans that they have out there, and B, I wanted the lenses. I wanted the specifically devoted telephoto lens, and I think it's gonna work exactly how I want because it cuts down on digital zoom. If I want to really get a nice street shot of something or get a nice picture through New York or Philadelphia or whatever, check out my Instagram if you want to follow that at the guy with the eye. But other than that, I mean, it works pretty much the same as the 6, 6S, 6 Plus, 6S Plus, and everything like that. So it's not a huge upgrade. You can get iOS 10 on these. And by the way, iOS 10 is very clunky and quirky no matter what you do. I loved what 9 was compared to this, but came with the phone, I'm dealing with it, and it's not that bad. So it really isn't a huge jump, and that might be disappointing to a lot of Apple fans out there, but if you don't need this as kind of a media or a photography player or anything like that, I don't think you need it. You might argue that it's a bit faster, and it is, it absolutely is. You can, I'd say swipe, quickly through a bunch of things, like, it's rather quick. The other thing they get used to is the home button, because right here, the home button isn't a button anymore. On your 6S and your 6, you actually had a physical button you can push. This is really all just touch sensitive, and it's with the 3D touch essentially, and you just feel a virtual click. It's not an actual button. It still is a little bit to get used to. It's kind of hard to screenshot at times, but you get used to it and it's not that bad. So it actually fits really well. I mean, once again, I've got pretty big hands. It fits well, it's comfortable. I love to view some things, and before we check out the camera, I do want to talk about the sound. For someone like me, I don't feel I need the headphone jack. I don't listen to a lot of music with my phone, and I don't need it. So it wasn't a big loss for me. So if you're into that, you might want to stick to something like this where you have your jack, or you want to maybe switch or something to Samsung. That might be a choice of yours. But the audio that comes out of this is actually interesting because once again, you have the 2 speakers at the bottom. At the 6S, you had the 1 at the bottom. Now you have dual speakers at the bottom, and then out of the earpiece right here, audio does play out. So you are getting more of a front-facing speaker as well. It is louder and it works very well. I did get the matte black model, this one right here. I just always put these in OtterBoxes. They're not a sponsor. I just really trust their cases, as you can see right here, because you want to protect these things. These things are really good. So just in this few days, it's awesome to have. It's new tech, but it's not a huge upgrade. The only thing I want to show you is probably real quickly how to use the camera and just what it is. And I really just want to show you how the camera works. So essentially, what you do is you go to the camera app, click it right here. And as you can see, this is what it looks like. I'll set that back with just the one wide angle camera. And what you could do is you can actually pinch the zoom and you can go in that way. But the problem is you're not starting at the 2.0 point on that. You are just taking your digital zoom and you're going here. But if you want to use the second camera, you just tap the telephoto lens to make it 2 times. And now you're actually starting with the other lens on there. The other cool part is these are optically stabilized, both of them. And then now you can go in and try and have some fun. But this is the difference. There's 1 times and there's the second lens. So obviously you can be your own judge of that, but I've enjoyed my time with this. I will say it's not a huge upgrade, so if you don't need to blow your money on this, I would wait to see maybe what they do with probably the 7S, 7S Plus, or what they're going to do with the 8 pretty much next year. So let me know your thoughts. If you've got your iPhone 7 or your iPhone 7 Plus, are you blown away by it, or is it just something that's a little better and maybe not worth the hype? There's a lot of YouTubers out there and a lot of bloggers who are really hyping up the iPhone 7 Plus. I get being excited, but there isn't a ton to be excited with this. I am excited to, once again, to have the Plus and have the cameras, but overall wise, you know, when I went from the 5S to the 6S, I really enjoyed it. But if anything, it's a bit faster, and you just have to get used to some of the tech that they've taken out of it as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. True, you know, first hands-on impression, and I hope I was able to at least, you know, ramble out something that might be able to help or, you know, not hurt your purchase decision. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned as I'm going to do an actual review, photography-wise, of the cameras and what you can actually get from them. And hopefully the depth effect is out by then. If not, let me know down in the comments below. Do you want a review without the depth effect, where it's going to give you that fake gauze blur? Or do you want just naturally what comes out of the camera? Let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching. Our Rossi the guy with the eye. Give us a like, subscribe for more videos.